All right, we're on. We're going.
Here we go.
I think we figured out our static situation. We got a couple of new mics going on. Welcome.
Came up with this whole thing to take away that
the static.
Kind of.
Yeah. We're gonna figure it out. We got it. We got it down.
Got it.
Episode number 24, Common Ground Podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome in. Got a lot of entitlement issues today that we think should be addressed. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because that story you're telling me right now about like people thinking that they should go to the college for 4 years and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's all entitlement, bro. I mean, like,
well, it's a different form of entitlement. It's a form of entitlement, but to say that it's actually entitlement, I don't know. Anyways, but it's all encompassing.
It's all encompassing.
It all goes back.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like they feel entitled. Like, think about the situation that's happening right now. Mm-hmm. We just found out that the state is going back to what?
They just stopped everything. It's stopping at whatever phase we are. It's stopped.
Right.
It's not going to pursue any further.
Right.
So we're done.
And I guarantee you there are going to be students out there throwing a bitch fit because they're not going to be in class and they're not going to be in school. Oh, my fucking 2 years were fucking cut off by COVID. You know? It's like, bro, I mean, what are you going to do? It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean,
stop feeling like that whole situation is not falling on you. It's the same situation my other friend. Like, she thinks that she needs to go back to her state or whatever, and she's like, well, I would be doing this X, Y, and Z if it wasn't for this. It's like, well, too bad.
That's what you stop. You know, dude, fuck, where was I? I was having a conversation with somebody who got sick or whatever, and they were like, oh, I have it, I feel so bad. And I'm like, okay, it's here. What the fuck are you gonna do about it now?
I know.
Handle the situation.
That's what I'm saying.
Here. And people do that all the time. It's like, well, if it wasn't for this, it's like,
well,
but it is.
It is.
Here we are.
It's here.
Now what the hell are you gonna do about it?
Exactly, and that's my point. That's my point.
Yeah.
They feel like they're so entitled to have certain things and have certain situations their way that when something like this happens, they're just like, oh my God, like, holy fuck, I would be doing this and this and this and this. Think about the other 48 million people that are unemployed right now.
That, or the people that have gotten like
sick
yeah.
or have died or have lost family members. Like, you are not entitled to feel that certain way. Mm-hmm. Shut the fuck up. Find something to do in the meantime. Like, this is what the fuck is going on now. This is what's happening. This is our life now. This is what it is. Yeah. You are not entitled to have certain situations laid out perfectly for you. Mm-hmm. You know, life isn't an A to B straight line. And and honestly, that's a good segue to start this whole conversation with, because I mean, it's entitlement. That's what it is. Yeah. People feel entitled to like live a certain life, feel a certain way, experience certain things, do certain things by certain times, and like don't know what the fuck to do when a certain situation like this happens. And they shut down and they're insane, like, woo, 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 and they start fucking pounding.
You know where it starts? At home.
Yeah,
I totally agree. The way you're raised is where it comes from, dude.
Yeah, sure.
Think about it, because like there's kids that are gonna sit here and pat their parents are gonna pat them on the back and say, "Oh, you're the greatest, you're the best. Don't worry about what the other kids say. You're the best. You're the greatest." I'm serious.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you've met kids like that. I've met kids like that, and I'm just like, the fuck.
Well, even more so now, like
it's like the cliche thing. So we both have past in baseball. It's like the cliche thing. You go out and suck, and your dad or your mom or whoever goes, "Oh, don't worry. It's all right. It's just a game. You did your best. You did your best."
No,
Timmy. Dude, I've never had that in my entire life. I've never gone out and given up 20 fucking bombs and my dad say, "Hey man, it's just a game." He said, "You fucking suck. What the hell are you doing?" Like, and it's just like I've never understood what that felt like to leave a game and be like in the movies, like the cliche, "Oh, don't worry, it's okay, just a game. You did your best."
I think one time my dad came up to me during a baseball game. I don't know what happened. I think you know what? I think it was that game where I fucking missed the ground ball on second base. No, we were playing over at in Bernie. Where was it?
Oh, we played Bauer. It was at Bauer Field in Bernie. It was just like some fucking cornfield out there.
It was freaking what's his face? I think his name was Zach. I don't remember. He hit the grounder, and all I had to do was make the play at second base and throw the guy out, and we would have won the game.
I remember that,
man.
And we tied.
Yeah, we tied. He's pissed.
There was one time. I remember your dad pissed you off when we were at where the fuck? We were in the middle of fucking nowhere and you hit that bomb. Remember?
Oh, at Poteet.
It wasn't Poteet.
No. Charlotte.
I was fucking something in my mouth. When you hit that bomb over the
Oh man,
over the 3,000 feet.
Yeah. So for people that don't know that story, like my dad.
The funny thing is, it was all over a glove.
This is all over a glove. Yeah. I mean, well, it's a funny story. I mean, I don't know if it's really about entitlement,
but I have a theory. Keep going.
Okay. So basically, the story goes, I got this glove. It was not broken in yet. I didn't want to use it.
Wasn't ready yet.
It wasn't ready. It wasn't ready. My dad didn't understand that concept. Like that concept was foreign to him. Like the thing was he bought it for me. I was in high school, so he bought me the glove. It was an expensive glove or however much.
But if anybody doesn't know baseball, when you buy a new glove, it's stiff as shit.
It's rock hard. You can't fucking squeeze it. You can't catch shit.
Yeah.
So
pop out.
So when he bought me the glove, I didn't want to use it yet. I was like, I'm still breaking it in, this and that. So I started borrowing the Mizuno glove. The Mizuno glove you get, and that glove was fucking fantastic.
That was a nice glove.
It was a nice glove. I don't know what happened. I think. Well, I think somebody stole it, but anyways, no names. So he wanted me to use a glove, and then I remember like I just wasn't using the glove. He got pissed. He got super pissed off, and so my grandparents were there. I mean, a lot of people actually ended up going to that game. I think it was a Friday night or something.
That was the same game. Not to interrupt you, that my parents brought me the food, and I was playing.
The 50 nuggets.
Fucking dumbasses on the benches ate it all.
The 50 nuggets.
I was on the field.
It was the 50 nuggets.
Yeah. Those dumbass losers ate this shit.
I ate like 20 of them.
You're a hoe, dude.
All right.
Truth comes out.
Anyways, I ate a whole bunch of them. Anyways, so my dad ends up coming to me on the on deck circle, and he looks through the fence. He's like, hey, I turn around, and he's like, you better hit the ball out of the goddamn infield, or else I'm pulling your ass out of the game. Walked away, and I was like, are you fucking serious? I got pissed, so I got fucking livid. 2 men on base. I think it was a man on second and a man on third, or man on second, man on first.
Doesn't matter.
Dude lumps a 65-mile-per-hour meatball right down the center of the plate, and I take that motherfucker all the way out to left field, 3,000 feet to left field. I mean, the biggest.
That had to have been the biggest home run I've ever seen. I think
bomb.
Besides from some of the few that I got hit off me in junior college, that was one of the furthest home runs I've seen.
I mean, I just went
in a long time.
Yeah, on this pitch.
That ball was gone.
And it was gone. Like, everybody just sat in the dugout. I remember.
I think it was just complete silence.
It was just like people didn't know what to say.
The whole field, bro.
All you heard was the crack of the bat echoing in the fucking park.
You just heard the crickets. That ball was fucking
I remember
gone.
Coach Gomez turns around. He's like. He turns around with like, what the
bro, that
fuck?
was
I mean, I took this son of a bitch out. It was gone.
Think about it. Had your dad said, hey, just go out there and do your best. You think you would have hit that bomb? You think you would have hit that bomb?
That's what I'm saying. No,
you would have hit a bitch ass ground ball somewhere. You would have gotten upset. You would have gotten driven to do something else.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you got a point there.
So that's what I was trying to say. It's like
okay,
and that leads into the conversation. Is like, what if everybody was just so nice and like.
I think the funniest part was that once I hit the ball, it was just like I hit it so hard it exploded. And everyone went silent.
No, everyone went silent. And then you were rounding the bases, but no one knew that you were upset. So you rounding the base, and everybody was like, yeah.
Everyone started clapping.
Everyone was clapping. You go to home plate, and Adam comes and just slams his helmet. Like
I threw my helmet against the fence.
You just chunked your helmet, and everybody was like, oh, oh. Everybody was just like. Just walked away. Everybody was just like looking at each other. We were just like, I don't know what happened.
And then you were like,
I think it almost hit me.
I did almost hit you. You jumped out.
And I looked at Frankie, and we were just like, walked away. We just went back to the dugout.
And everyone was just like, oh. That's what happened.
Bro, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, but I think you're right. So like, if it wasn't for my dad telling me that, I wouldn't have fucking went yaya on this pitch.
Exactly.
And you're right. Like if you would have just pat me on the shoulder, hey, you know what? Just do your best.
Go out there and do your best.
Hey, have a good time.
Go have fun.
Go have fun.
Dude, that was in it. Like we're talking about baseball. It's like when people talked about like baseball, like, oh, just go out there and have fun. Yeah. Never once did I ever see baseball. I was like, let's just go out there and have fun. Like never. Even when they would say that, that's not even what they would mean. I would just listen to it and be like, what the fuck? That's not fun. It never struck me as like fun. It was like this work. Like a job. It's like work. But it was like I guess it was kind of fun. Yeah, you had fun doing it, but like when you're playing,
in the past it's fun, but in the moment you're like
no,
you're
it's
dialed
not
in.
fun. Yeah, you're
dialed
like,
in.
It's a
you're going to
different
work.
thing. You're not like you're like out there having fun.
I mean, we were trying to make this into our careers at some point. Obviously, that didn't happen, but like that was it's the premise of it.
Anyway, back to the conversation.
Yeah,
away from baseball. Yeah, so. Well, I guess we kind of go back to baseball. And this is kind of to everything, though. Honestly, anything that's like club related, or like you can apply this to any sports. Like club sports are not what they were.
And this is just an example.
This is an example. So I mean, and you could, man. To be honest, I saw it with my sister when she was playing like volleyball and like.
Or even when we were playing, there was a few guys on my team that were trash.
Just trash. But the thing is, like, so like we used to play select ball.
Yeah.
And this is a form of entitlement. It's like. It's fucked up to you to say, hey man, you're not good enough. And I don't know why. I really don't. I'm serious.
You suck.
I don't know why that's such a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like
because we care about what people felt.
Because like failure has shown in the past for like many greats of like, and this is so cliche, like Michael Jordan got cut from his fucking high school basketball team. Right. Had he not gotten cut, would he be where he was? Think about it. It's just like things that happen.
If you're not feeling adversity in your life, if you're not falling like flat on your face or failing at something, like no one's gonna end up growing. That's how you grow.
Our world has grown so accustomed to being like nice, and just like taking kids just cause. And like, I was, I'll finish this term and I'll go into another because I did coach for a little brief stint before everything happened. So like baseball, for instance, like select baseball is not what it was. It used to be like the best of the best play select, and if you're not good enough, you're just not good. You're not going to make the team.
You're actually going to get cut.
It wasn't about how much money you can pay. Right. It wasn't about how much you can donate to our club so your son can be on the team.
I do also think it's a part of being a little greedy, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, I mean baseball kind of turned into this whole other thing. People make livings off of baseball teams. It's a little different now, but the point I'm trying to make is like now it's like it's not a question of whether your kid is good enough to play. On this team, it's whether or not your parents can pay. Right. And that's fucked up.
Yeah. And that creates that whole entitlement idea or mindset within these kids.
So with that, it comes to the point of like, let's say you're at a tournament and your kid's not fucking playing. It's like, why isn't my kid playing? And the coach is going to trail different ways to not say, well, he's just not fucking good enough.
I'm fucking paying you.
And that's what it comes down to. It's like, I'm paying you. My kid's no different than that kid over there who's starting at shortstop. Right. We pay the same amount of dues every month. It's like that's what it comes down to, and it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, it's not about that anymore.
Yeah, I think as a kid too, like I didn't really understand that. Like, I would get kind of pissed off at the fact that people would rotate positions and like play different positions, and it feels like, why the fuck am I not playing? Like I'm supposed to be starting or whatever. But I think it was just honestly because like coaches wanted to make it seem as if like, hey, all these parents paid, let's give everybody a chance.
That's fucked. And that's it. That's not it, dude.
And that's not it.
I don't agree with that.
There's no competition. There's no challenge for any of these kids.
No, there's not. And that's the craziest thing, dude. Is like there's no. It's like our society is like trying to eliminate competition. Right.
And like trying to give everybody like a fair chance, which.
And that's kind of where you're stuck between a rock and a hard wall. Right. It's like, should everybody have a chance, or should the best of the best take it? Right.
And that's where it's pretty tough because. You also like, I mean, this can open up a whole wormhole of things, but like can of worms, but like people can like, for instance, like obviously like lower poverty people like that can't afford certain things. Like you kind of get into that area where like you don't always get that chance to opportunity to be coached or have the experience as others, but like, because you're competing against somebody that's been coached by a fucking professional player or like a professional, whatever you're doing, Yeah. And so at that point, it becomes like kind of like that idea, like, fuck, well, I don't even have this chance to compete with these guys at all. Yeah. So like at that point, yes, I understand. Like, hey, give this guy an opportunity. Show let's see what he's got. Mm-hmm. I get that. If you see this dude busting his ass and he's like there every day, he's trying to practice and.
That's different.
That's what I'm saying. That's a different thing. Yeah. So if he's there and he's practicing, he's doing this thing, but he's not as good as these other kids are. Like you're seeing that he's putting in the effort. Like let's work with him, kind of thing. But like at the same time, like you got to realize like not everybody's gonna have an equal opportunity, quote unquote.
And the difference there, and so like this is what I'm saying. Is like the difference there is like let's say like your kid's not getting a chance. He's not getting that opportunity. Right. But that like he's there every day.
He's there every day.
You have self-realization to say, okay, well, like, my kid's putting in work. This kid may have missed practice here and they're still playing. That's a different thing. Right. And there's the difference of, like, now kids are being built to go and cry to their parents. Right. I'm not fucking playing. That coach is a dick. Right. What what the fuck?
And what was the first thing that you were told when you were a fucking player on a team?
Go fucking work for it, dude. Kids out playing you.
Right, like, right. But I'm saying, like, right when you would show up, like, first day of practice or tryouts, like, don't go fucking. What would they
don't go cry to your parents. Like, that's.
If you're not getting a fucking starting position, you're not gonna cry to your parents.
Yeah,
don't have your parents come.
I don't think I've ever cried to my parents about me not playing. I don't think that's ever been like a thing.
Your dad would probably kick your ass.
Yeah, I think anybody's dad. I mean, your dad probably did. Yeah, you went and said, "Dad, I'm not fucking playing." He'd probably punch you in the face.
Yeah, I know. He'd probably kick you in the nuts. Tell him
go home. Go home. We live in the same house. Now go home.
But yeah, you get the idea. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, it's and that's a problem. It's a problem for a lot of people.
But see, like, we're talking about, like, youth, because that's where it fucking starts.
Okay, so for example, you're a coach, right? Yeah. I mean, you coached before. This whole thing kind of went down.
I've coached quite a few times.
Right, so but with these kids, what was the common theme that you were seeing?
It was just like, and so I kind of talk. So I've come, and this is just an experience I had. I've come from. I played college ball. I played all the way through, and I went to coach these middle school kids. And I didn't know, and of course they're middle school kids, but I took it. So my dad coached us when we were in middle school, so my dad was kind of an asshole. So I know I didn't know what the difference was. So when I talked to this coach who'd been the coach of these kids for the last forever, and I was like, "Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that?" He goes, "Oh, we can't do that, man. Yeah, we can't. It's not gonna look good. We can't do that." I'm just like,
what do you mean?
These kids are fucking soft.
I think what was the other? I think the biggest one was like practicing on a Saturday or something.
Oh man. Oh, spring break, when they were like, yeah, we're going to let the kids have a vacation.
What? I had never even heard that.
What?
We practice every spring break.
Oh, yeah, because I was like, I was Friday. I was like, hey, so we'll see you on Monday, coach? He goes, nah, it's spring break, man.
What are you talking about?
And? So what? Yeah, we gotta let them have their vacation.
That's entirely fucked.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Stuff like that, or like, the idea when he's like, hey, I want you to give me a roster so who we can cut. This really goes to entitlement. Who we can cut? I said, okay, cut him, and him. We can't cut those kids, man. You know what it'll do to their morale? I don't give a fuck about your morale. You suck. Yeah. You don't deserve to be here. Work harder next time. Yeah. No, he's like, no, we gotta keep him, man. We can't do that. And of course, I'm not the head coach, so I can't make that call. That's serious. That is how this shit works now.
And you know what? Like. And I think the idea that we bring up sports is really important because sports affects all.
I think it affects everything later in life.
Right. With your work and your job, just being on a team, and it teaches you so much. But not only that, but lots of kids play sports. More often than not, kids are playing sports. Yeah. So if they're feeling like they're entitled, or you're gonna fuck up their morale, and you just end up playing them anyways, like, imagine how that must translate into them trying to get into a certain school.
Something's happening out there.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Trying to get into a certain school, trying to get a certain job,
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever it is,
it leads into the rest of your life.
Right. Absolutely.
It teaches you. It's like, well, I made this team, I made this, and they have all these false accolades, and it's like, dude, that shit doesn't fucking. It's not real. It doesn't translate. And literally, I about lost my mind. I think I almost like punched a hole in the wall when he said, "We're gonna do their morale." I don't fucking care about your morale. Yeah. Like, that's setting them up for failure. Now they think they're good. Now they think they're this, and that's it. And that's where these parents, they set up these false realities for these kids. Right. So when they've never faced like any true hardship, so when they get to a hardship, they don't know how to handle it. They just like bundle up and they think that they deserve everything. It's like, no, that ain't true, dude. Yeah. Like, they've been told their whole lives that they're the greatest looking, they're the greatest at this, they're the best at everything, and you deserve the world. No, you fucking, like, not if you don't fucking work for it. Like, it's not just gonna fall in your lap. Your mom and dad can't pay for everything for you forever. I know. So it's like, that's where the shit hits the fan.
And that's what I try to tell you, like, how I wanted to kind of bring up, like, parenting and stuff. Like, obviously, like, we're not parents or anything like that. You know, we don't have our own kids. But, like, there comes a certain point, like, obviously, like, if you're going to work with, like, a kid, like, even, like, when I work or coach with kids, like, you're not going to fucking continue to, you know, let them not experience failure of any kind. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, well,
See, and that's kind of tough because like I think it's essential for you to let your kid fucking fall.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You want to let your kid experience failure.
Yeah, a lot of parents don't want to do that anymore.
They don't want that to happen. They don't, and I think it's because parents have experienced failure in their life,
and they don't like the way it feels. Yeah,
they don't like the way it feels, and they don't want their children to experience that.
Yeah,
they don't want their children to experience the same thing they felt.
Yeah,
because they're their children. They want them to have the world. They want them to be happy.
I've heard this. I've heard my parents say this all the time. Well, I want to give you everything that I couldn't have.
Right.
All that, and it's like, but like you shouldn't.
Right, because you don't learn to grow at that point.
No,
they don't know what it is to lose. Mm-hmm. They don't know what it's like to face adversity. They don't know how to experience any sort of like type of failure in their life. Mm-hmm. And it's not their fault. We get shit, like younger generations get shit on all the time. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's like something like Gary Vee says all the time, like, well, the fucking parents are doing this.
Yeah.
And they're continuing to shit on the children for being this way.
But they made them this way.
Yeah. So what the fuck what are you doing? That doesn't make any sense to me.
It goes against it's an ultimate contradiction. Yeah. It's just gonna keep going against itself. And it's like, but like I said, man, it's like the kids, and I'm not shitting on any parents that provide for their kids. That's not the thing I'm saying. But I think
there's a difference.
There's a big difference because I know kids, especially kids that are my younger siblings' age, that are just graduating from high school, going to college. Yeah. That have been given everything they've ever wanted. Right. And they're little shits. Yeah. They're assholes. Yeah. I've seen it. Yeah. And it's like you're eliminating that kid doesn't know, and I'm not a parent, so shun me, whatever. Mm-hmm. You're eliminating the need for that kid to want the need. I think the feeling of like wanting something so bad is being eliminated from these kids, bro. Mm-hmm. So they're always lax. They're always like, well, if I want it, I can just swipe my parents' card for it. It's not like if you want something, you have to go get a job. You have to work your ass off and go get it
and earn it. Yeah.
I've personally had that. My parents could buy something and said no. Yeah. No, you don't need that right now. Yeah. When you get X, you can have that. Yeah. It's not. It's like, oh, I want to make sure my kid has everything right here, right now. So the need to want and the need to work for something it's eliminated. Right. It doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. And that fucks them up. Right. Because then they go into, let's say they go to college of their choice because their parents, you know, I'm not saying parents buy their way into college, but you know that does happen. Right. Alumni, whatever, their parents buy their way into college. I mean,
there was that whole issue with
they got busted, right?
Yeah, they got busted for doing that sort of shit.
But I mean, I'm sure the kids who have alumni at big universities, they just kind of like,
or even just have a lot of money in general. Yeah, they'll donate to the school.
No, that happened at St. Mary's.
I mean, yeah, that happened at UT. There was kids in our class at Central who magically got denied one week, and then the following week were magically accepted.
The craziest thing
I saw, knew that they were living in a wealthy family.
The craziest thing I heard, and I don't know if this is true, I heard a rumor when I was at St. Mary's, because we all took like charters if we were going to go somewhere. Yeah. But I forgot if it was the golf or the tennis team. Had a personalized fucking Mercedes-Benz like shuttle thing. Mm-hmm. Custom for them only. Hmm. Apparently the parents bought it for them. So they could either be on the team, or it was either be on the team or get into the school or something like that. And it was just like, are you fucking serious? Right. Kidding me. Yeah. So every other team has to take a fucking charter, but you'll have a personalized Mercedes-Benz shuttle. Yeah, that's with fucking St. Mary's on the side of it. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, people do.
And that shit happens, man.
People do anything they can to get their kid to go anywhere they can to look good, and that's a part of just look. Honestly, you know what that is? That's a part of parents trying to impress other parents, to make it seem like their kid is the greatest fucking thing alive.
You know that.
And so they'll pressure.
That's the whole thing with like the kids are getting pressured into doing shit.
That, and then like putting them. Like having them do certain shit because the parents don't want to look bad as well. Yeah. And so they'll find a way to get their kids to a certain school or do a certain thing or whatever it may be. And it's honestly because parents don't want to look bad themselves because their child doesn't want to go to a certain school or something like that, or play a certain sport or something.
So we'll come back to that kind of goes into parenting. I don't know if we should say that for another topic or not, but the idea is that hurts the kids later on in life.
Sure, yeah.
It fucks them up.
No question.
Because let's say like you go into like some sort of business, like that guy doesn't give a fuck what your parents did for you or what you did back in college or what they did for you the rest of your life. It's like, what's happening right now? What can you do right now? It's like, well, I don't really know. Well, then you don't fucking get this. You're not going to get this job. You're not going to get this promotion. Right. And then they shut down because they're like, fuck, I've never had this happen. Like, call your parents. Your parents can't buy you a job, dude. for somebody else.
Right. I mean, technically,
there are parents that own companies that can just hire their kids and just put them right there, and they just never learn.
Yeah.
But then there's the kids that don't have that. Their parents are just wealthy, whatever, and they go into a whatever, and they don't get what they wanted. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing that your parents can really do to help you there because it's somebody else who doesn't give a fuck where you come from. Man,
I know somebody like that.
I know plenty of people like that.
No, but big time kids. Mm-hmm. So, and this guy, he went to St. Mary's too. I won't make any names or anything, but I mean, just this guy's demeanor. I mean, he would take his parents' vehicles, drive them out, like expensive ass, like Lambos, SLR, McLaren, Mercedes Benz. Just take them and leave to a different fucking city, get tickets, write them off, just did whatever the fuck he wanted. Because ever since he was little, like we knew him since he was little.
And that's just how he was raised, yeah.
And because of how he was raised, given everything he's ever fucking wanted, never worked for a single thing in his fucking, never will. He's just a dick. He's a prick. Because he thinks he deserves everything. And just wait, like, until this person meets somebody that he might love or, like, fall in love with, like, and that person ends up denying his ass. He won't know how to fucking take it.
He won't know how to handle it.
And they end up fucking being depressed and realizing that money can't solve everything. And that sort of shit.
It does, man. And that's, like, but that's...
It's a whole different avenue of shit, but, like, that sort of thing happens to people because they feel like they're fucking entitled. Bottom line.
It's the only thing they can buy, whatever they want. And it's like, it doesn't work like that, man.
No, definitely not.
And like, I think that there's certain characteristics that are built out of adversity, and like, there's certain characteristics that are built out of like wanting something.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, you just can't get it. Mm-hmm. It's just something that you're always gonna like strive to have, and it's not something that money can buy. I think there's certain characteristics that are built off of that can only be built in that predicament.
And you'll only experience like that root of success if you're able to go down that route of facing adversity. Like, no one can actually teach you that. There's no like a black and white handbook.
Can't read a book that says,
all right, do this, and this. All right, you're good to go. Boom. Like that doesn't happen.
No, it's impossible. It
doesn't exist. Yeah, there might be like a foundation of kind of things that like, hey, don't do what I did kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like at the root of it, like you're in control of your whole life, your whole path, like whichever way you're gonna do it.
Whichever way you go, yeah.
Whichever way you go, and no one can like be there standing right next to you telling you which direction to go, what place to do, like what place to go, like that doesn't happen. So if you go one way and you fucking fail, like you get back up and you keep going and you move on with your life. Like, but some people don't know what that feels like. And you know, there's people in all generations that are like that. I'm sure there's.
Oh yeah, it's not just.
And it's not just like the millennial generation.
People are gonna sit here and say, "Oh, it's just millennial." I think millennials and Gen Zs have it the worst. But there's kids like there's people. I mean, now there are people like that. They've always been.
And I think that's why we kind of struggle right now. We see like these numbers, like with millennials, like more so living at home, not getting paid as much, and this and this and that. And I think when people read those things, they feel like they're the victim, and they play the victim. They're like, well, it's because of this and this and this. Well, yeah,
because people thrive off. And I think we kind of hinted on this before.
Yeah, I'm sure people
love to feel like, and that's kind of the thing is like,
they love to feel victim.
I've dated people that love to feel like the victim.
They're victimized.
And that's the most. I'll be honest. Like I just can't. I cannot. I've never been the person to sit back and want people to like feel sorry for me.
Yeah, and I see these things,
and I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I see these statistics, and I'm like, holy shit, we're in deep shit. We got to do something about it. You know what I mean? I don't sit there and be like, well, fuck, I can't get a job. Might as well just fucking bum ass on my fucking house and live with my parents. Like, no, like I got to actively do something and be active and work towards something I want to do in the future. Like, I see these statistics of these millennials and Gen Zs and see that it's hard to get a degree and get out of debt and get a certain job. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm not going to go that route then. I'm not going to fucking try to go get a job and rack up tons of debt by buying cars and houses and all that sort of shit. Like, there's a commonality, there's a theme with these people.
Yeah.
And people read these statistics and feel like they're the victim, and they feel like, well, shit.
Because it's easier to go that route. I guess that's it, man. It's easier to go that route. It's like,
no.
What am I gonna do?
You gotta dig yourself out of that hole.
But even then, like, I'm not even saying like financially, and not even saying like professionally. People generally tend to want to feel like the victim because it's easier.
Yeah.
And it feels good to know that people really care.
Yeah.
But in reality, no one gives a fuck.
Right. They want people to feel sorry
like, no one
for them.
cares, dude.
I remember early on, like, I thought that people were going to start feeling sorry for me because, like, my grades sucked.
That is, and I'll be honest, that is the most, I never want people to, like, feel sorry for me. Like, that's
Right.
the most embarrassing thing I could ever
And
feel.
I had to learn that the hard way. I was like, no
don't.
one's going to fucking care if I fucking fail out.
That is, like, the scariest thing for me is, like, if something bad happens to me or my family, that people are going to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, no, please. Like, that's the most embarrassing thing that could ever happen to somebody. Like, I'm so sorry. Mm-hmm. It's going to be okay. Like, get the fuck off me. Yeah. It's just so annoying. And people, like, the fact that people could, like, be driven to want to feel that because that makes them feel better, like, blows my mind. Yeah. And it's funny because I've actually was in a brief relationship with somebody who, like, legitimately wanted to feel like that all the time. Mm-hmm. Anytime something bad happened. And I was just like,
I don't know what to do.
I don't know, my God. And, like, crying all the time. And, like, I'm just like, I don't sympathize with you. I can't. Yeah. I can't sit here and
like, what are you going to do?
And then they would get mad. They would get mad because I wasn't compassionate enough. Yeah. And that just happened the other day. We were talking.
Yeah, I know.
I was just like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, your hardship is here. Fucking deal with it.
There's another person I know, extremely overweight, had surgery, whatever. And he uses it so that people can feel sorry for him and he can get provided with things that other people aren't normally able to get. For example.
What?
For example.
Wow.
He uses his weight to get placed in first class in the planes.
No way.
Take up 2 spots, get wheelchaired in. The man can walk.
Wheelchaired?
Wheelchaired in.
Oh, man.
He uses his weight to get things because he wants people to feel sorry for him. And
Bro, I don't understand.
And he gets basically like certain things provided for him because of his weight, and he uses that as a tool to get things all the time.
My God.
All the time. And it's the most embarrassing thing in the world when I see it. If something like that was like happening to me and I was using my weight, I was like, fuck no.
Dude, I cannot.
Fuck no.
Wait,
I wouldn't do it.
Like what?
And he doesn't care. He just like people are.
Do you lack self-respect, bud?
Yeah. No, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if he gets wheelchaired in. He doesn't care if he takes up 2 seats. He does not care. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. Okay, I don't care. Yeah, I get 2 spaces. Yeah, they had to roll me up this fucking elevator. Doesn't care. It's crazy, man. I mean, it's just like, how can, like, as a human being, like, you have no sense of growth. This man does not seek another job. He got surgery and has gotten some sort of a settlement. This man does not seek a job. He doesn't seek any sort of anything. And he just gets provided with all this shit because he's overweight. And he uses that as a tool like to get stuff, as a crutch.
To fall back on.
Yeah, and he gets all sorts of shit, and people feel sorry for him, and they give him all sorts of shit. It's like, bro, like, what are you working towards? You're not... And the dude's like, maybe 40? It's like, man, like, how can you even... Obviously, he has, like, no family or kids or anybody to support, so he's just, like, out and about, doing his thing, whatever. And wants people to take care of him, basically. And he doesn't care. Like, that's bad, man. Like, you gotta...
That's embarrassing.
Exactly. And, like, you have no, like...
That's like not taking...
You have, like, no will to live. It's so, like, it blows my mind. It just blows my mind.
So will to live, man. It's like you're lacking dignity, self-respect.
Yeah,
like
no question.
All kinds of shit, man.
No question.
Like, what the hell?
So
I don't understand. I don't get it. That in itself. That story you just told me just pissed me off. It's bad. It just really pissed me off.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. Like, it's just fucking unfortunate. Do I feel bad for him? No. It's like, dude, you've had all this time to like stop eating.
And like benefit.
Go for a walk. That's it. That's all you really need to do. Just stop eating as much and just go for a fucking walk. He won't do it, and it's unfortunate, man. Like, and I guarantee you, once he does end up getting really sick, I guarantee you he will not have a problem burdening himself amongst his other family members if for help, because he doesn't care. He wants people to take care of him.
Like you're just like, you lack like perspective, man.
It's feeling entitled.
I don't even know if you could consider that entitlement. That's a whole different fucking animal.
I don't know, but
I guess they could, but that is something that's fucked
nuts.
Up. That's
but
insane.
Like at this point, he does feel entitled because he's overweight. Mm-hmm. So in a form, yeah, it is entitled.
I'm overweight, so I deserve this.
Yep.
I can't do it, so I deserve this.
Right. That's the idea.
It's not a fucking yeah, and this is gonna be a real controversial thing I was about to say. I don't think that overweight. I don't think being overweight is a fucking disability.
No. You gotta get your ass up and fucking start exercising. I
don't agree, man. And people are like, "Oh, I'm overweight and get handicapped." Fuck you. If anything, you should be parking in the back of the parking lot and fucking walking your ass into the store. I can't. When people are like, "I'm overweight" and they have handicap.
Obviously, like when you actually have a real health issue.
But there's people that milk the fuck out of
That's what I'm saying. That's what this guy does. He milks it. He has a handicap sticker too.
It's fucking insane, dude. Insane. Walk.
Yes.
If you have a serious problem where you can't exert physical like exercise, or you have a breathing problem, you can't breathe, so you can't exert like intense physical activity. Okay.
He doesn't.
I get it.
Yeah, no, this isn't it.
But even then, the crazy thing is the people that are like that normally don't fucking shove fat in their arteries.
This guy does.
Because it's not what your doctor does. If this is like...
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's nuts.
It's nuts. It blows your mind. It's like, insane. How do you not feel anything? It's entitlement. You feel entitled to getting a certain thing, getting a handicap sticker, getting rolled up by an 80-year-old man at the freaking airport. Like, that's what it is.
Bulldozing your... I feel like an asshole making fun of this guy, but fuck, dude.
No. I like, honestly, like, it's past the point where you can even, like, not even care about making fun of him because he doesn't do anything to help himself. And he's just that. He's just overweight.
On a different topic, go a different route here. But the whole thing with the entitlement thing is that people think they're also entitled to, like, their dreams, bro.
I mean, yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one.
They think that because their parents told them that they could be anything they want to be, that when it comes to, like, starting their own business or like you see it all the time. You see it in like movies and shit. People like think that they're gonna be this greatest thing and they fucking fail.
They're the chosen one and stuff.
Yeah, and they fucking fail and you're just like, but then they like cry and they're like, I deserve this. No, you fucking don't. You didn't work for it.
Yeah.
People think that just because they were born this and they've been given everything in their entire lives that they get to this point where like they're gonna do something extraordinary, but they don't actually like grind and like put in the work. Or like legitimately like sacrifice something for this thing. It's just not gonna happen.
That's another big thing is that people don't sacrifice. They don't know what sacrifice means.
No, they don't. They
don't know what sacrifice means. They think that's just a foreign thing. Like for example, moving back home with your parents to save money. Like people are like, fuck no.
I would never. You crazy?
That's a sign of weakness. Fuck no. I'm not.
Sign of weakness, and that's such a societal flaw.
It is. It's a societal flaw. And people think like, oh, well, people are going to think I'm a failure. Who gives a fuck if they think you're a failure if you're actually benefiting yourself? You know what I mean? Like you're saving money. You're putting money in your pocket. You help your parents where you can. Of course, like if they need help with like funds or help around the house, like just fucking help them.
Yeah.
But don't ask them to fucking dish out cash for you. Like, but just realize like, hey, you're living under the roof. Help them out. That's not... Yeah. People think like that society is going to fucking... blow fire on and be like, you're a piece of shit. You're living at home. Wow. Bro, you're in your fucking 20s.
If I live at home, I would live at home. I hate paying rent.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, it's a whole different
thing. Okay for people in their 20s to live at home. Like it should be a more societal norm for that because it's rent is increasing every fucking year.
See, like, but when you say it's a societal norm, it's because the people that are in charge now, boomers or whatever, our parents' area, at our age, they were already out. They were married. They had kids. They were doing this. They did that.
And so they think.
So they implore those same.
And then their parents.
The same thing.
It's a cycle.
It's like they implore those generalities on us.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, times change. You can't go buy groceries for $20 anymore. Groceries are expensive. Cars are now fucking really expensive. They didn't cost $100 fucking back like they did back in. Like things have fucking changed.
Yeah.
It's not the same world you grew up in.
Right.
Sometimes some people have adjusted and they know and they understand.
Yes.
Some haven't.
Sure. No,
some really haven't. It's like some are just fucking way out there.
And that's what I'm saying. Like even our grandparents telling our parents like, oh well, you need to get a car, you need to get a house. Like and they did those things, and now they'll pass that on to those like, oh, my son or daughter finally got a car. Like they're doing so well for themselves. Like they deserve this. Good job. That like they got their job. They got their car. Good job. This is the first step to adulthood. It's like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Because you bought a motorized fucking vehicle.
Because you bought something, it makes
you bought a big ass thing, a big ass clunk of metal with wheels. You are finally an adult. Where the fuck did that come from? You know what I mean?
Adulthood is such a fucking
The idea of adulthood is so flawed. It's like, I'm finally, like, you always see it too. It's posted, I'm finally an adult now. What's it a picture of? A fucking car. What?
Or like a job. I got a job. I'm an adult.
I'm adulting now, guys. Got my own house. It's like, yeah, you also put down fucking 40 grand for that bitch. Now you have no savings left. Now what? Now you're paying every month.
Bro, it blows my mind some of the things that people do.
But that people think that's what success is. And
it's like not their fault because that's probably what they were been like drilled in their heads since they were kids. Right. Like buy a house, start a family, do this, and it's like,
and that's unfortunate, and it's worth talking about. That's what I mean. Honestly, like these are things that I experienced myself too. These are things my parents would tell me too. Like I remember way back when I was like in like 8th grade or like beginning of high school. I remember a couple of my cousins who had some trouble like kickstarting their life and finding a job. They finally got a job, and the first thing I remember my mom telling me, he's doing pretty well. He just got his first car. Like, okay.
I mean, not even.
Listen. The idea is that the car itself is a representation of what success is.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem.
Success is such an interchangeable thing.
But it shouldn't be those things, and that's the problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
But
I've luckily never had my parents like instill like you need to have a house, you need to do this.
No,
they've kind of just been like
they would kind of like
hint at it, but not really.
Hint side conversation saying, "Oh well, I heard you got a car." It's like, okay,
give a fuck.
I don't want a car.
See, so like the other thing is like you gotta go get that job.
Yep.
Go get a job. Mm-hmm. Well, that's gonna keep you stable forever.
Yep.
Go get that job.
Yep.
That's what my parents did, or my mom really.
Oh yeah.
Go get a job.
Definitely. I get
you need a job. Yeah. Go work for whoever that's gonna keep you stable. Good benefits.
Yeah.
I can't, dude. I'm like, fuck that shit.
Anyways, well, yeah, kind of sidetracked there, but
yeah, but it's all the same. It's all encompassing because it all reverts back to the same thing of like entitlement. It all goes back together, but yeah, we're kind of approaching the time.
Anyways, but yeah, I mean, it really just starts with kids. I think, like,
That's how you're raised,
once we like start growing up and having our kids, like, I think it should be normalized that failure is okay.
It's not okay. It's necessary.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
And like sometimes you have to just stop and like let them like when your kid fails. I'm not even gonna tell you how to parent.
Or when your kid tries to ride a bike and fucking falls on his neck.
Let him pick himself.
Back up.
But that's such a small thing, and it seems like, but like it makes it seem like you're an asshole.
Yeah.
It makes it seem like you're a dick. But are you really? So like when your kid fucks up something.
Yeah.
You gotta let him figure. Like if you solve all their problems. It's the same way
with your dog shitting in the house. Like that's you don't want your dog shitting in the house, but he's got to learn not to shit in the house by shitting in the house first. You get upset with him.
You got to let him fail.
Yeah.
You got to let him fuck up.
It's that simple task. But like,
and if you're always cleaning him up and be like, oh, it's all right, it's okay.
It's okay. He's gonna keep
doing it over and over again.
He's gonna keep shitting.
But
in your house.
it goes translates with your kids, man. It's like if they keep fucking up, and you keep telling them, oh, it's all right, and you clean up their mess, they're gonna keep fucking up, and they're never gonna learn.
Yep.
You got to let them eat shit every once in a while and let them pick themselves back up.
Yeah,
little blood's all right.
I think I think that should be considered what like love. You know, that's like it's a tough love, but like in the long run, it'll pay off, and
it'll pay off.
And they'll know what it's like to experience failure, and they'll be like,
And if they're kind of gonna resent you because you didn't help them out, like their friends were, then they're soft. They're a bunch of bitches.
Well, yeah,
because you always have those people like my dad was so mean to me, he didn't help me out do shit.
Well, they're actually.
But see, there's a fine line.
There's a fine line.
But there's kids that are soft as fuck that see like.
But that also might be a problem because like, mommy told him, "Hey, it's okay," and then daddy's like, well, "Get the fuck back up! All right, get to work."
Yeah, contradiction.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that can also be a problem.
That's kind of goes either way.
Anyway,
you gotta find a happy medium.
You gotta find. Yeah, I mean, it honestly just comes down to the person too. So, but. We can't really speak on behalf of parents, so if you are a parent, let us know what you think.
Get pissed.
Get pissed at us. Tell Elijah she's ugly.
I tell my mom shit all the time. She's always like, "Oh, you're not a parent. You'll never know." But I've watched enough to see. Like, okay, you shouldn't do this.
Plus, you mess around with kids. Like I've cooked for kids.
I have been around.
And you've been a kid.
Parents. I've seen things, and I'm just like, "Well, that's fucking weird."
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No.
Nope, don't do that.
Stay away from that.
Yeah, you just see enough. Parents are always going to be like, "Oh, you don't understand because you're not a parent." And it's like, but I have eyes. I have a fucking brain. I can see.
Obviously, there's some things that we wouldn't understand.
There's some things, but the things that I know I'm talking about, I'm not oblivious to.
Right.
Is what I'm talking
things you
about.
experience, things that you've seen.
Yeah.
The parents coming up to you saying, "Oh, what does little Timmy need to do?"
Yeah. What, just let me know if I need to do something. You know, if you need anything, let me know. Just tell me if you need something.
Just sit down. Let Timmy.
I'm like, I'm good, thank you.
If Timmy
you need me to run to the store and buy anything, you mean
to let me know. Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah.
That pisses me off.
No, I mean, you're right. I mean, fuck.
And a lot of parents don't know that that's the first rule to getting on a coach's bad side.
Oh yeah, they just don't know. Yeah. Because they probably never played sports themselves. Anyways.
Yeah.
You get the idea. Yeah. So if you're a parent, let us know what you think. How do you treat your kids? You tell them to eat shit, or are you pretty nice? Eat shit. You know what I mean. You tell them to eat shit, or do you like pat them on the back and say, "Oh, yeah, it's okay.
You're the greatest.
You're the greatest.
You're the best thing that's ever happened in this world."
We want to know. What do you think? Are you an entitled person? Do you feel like you're entitled, or do you go through experiences of failure? How do you get yourself back up? Yeah. Let us know what you think. Entitlement number 24. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Entitlement.
All right, guys. Make sure you give us a follow on everything. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Yeah. LinkedIn. No, we don't have LinkedIn yet, but maybe.
We have LinkedIn? No. Maybe.
Someday.
Probably not. Someday.
Yeah, let us know. Subscribe on our YouTube. Give us a like. Give us some comments. We'd love to hear from y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Still searching our next guest. I think we have an idea of who he may be, but
we gotta figure something out.
We'll keep everybody updated. We appreciate y'all's time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.